One of WordPress's greatest strengths is the community that pushes out updates to WordPress core files, plugins, and themes almost daily. But not updating these files can also be its greatest vulnerability, as security breaches often occur mostly in out-of-date WordPress files. Most people approach the update button with fear and trembling because they're not sure if an update will take down their site completely. I'll show you how to approach the update button with confidence. I'm Laura from solopreneurmentor.com. I have 15 years experience building a web development business from home called D3 Website Solutions. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to install a WordPress backup plugin called Updraft and set up a regular backup schedule for restoration purposes. Finally, I will show you how to update WordPress core, theme, and plugin files without fear. Let's tackle your technology trouble together. So the best plugin I've found for regular backups is called Updraft. So you're gonna go to plugins, you're gonna click on Add New, and you're gonna search for Updraft. And the one you want looks like this. Click on Install Now. And then click on Activate. Then you can scroll down and click on Settings, or it's also listed under Settings. You can go to the backups. And what you want to do is you want to actually create a backup schedule. So we're going to go to Settings. We're going to Files, Backup Schedule, every weekly, and we want 2 to be maintained. And then the database, maybe we do that daily. The database is what holds all that content. So if you're blogging quite regularly, you're going to want to back up your database daily. The only thing, the caveat of that is if you blog and you're uploading images, it's not going to then also get those files daily that you've uploaded. It's just the content itself. And so if you have to restore, you're still going to miss out on those images, but you can always re-upload those later if you want. The reason why we don't do files weekly is because that's where the bulk of the size comes in of your website. It can be huge. Those backups can be really, really big. And if you're retaining 2, 3, 10, you're going to have so much space taken up on your website. And that is actually a really good a good reminder that if you're using shared hosting, you have a limited amount of space. And so backups can take up a lot of space. I mean, sometimes a gig or 2 or 3 or 10, because it's all your website files. It's just, it can be enormous depending on how big your website is. And so you could get an angry letter from your hosting environment saying, hey, you're taking up too much space, and then you get into trouble. So files backup schedule, I don't recommend any more than weekly. And database backup schedule should be daily, weekly. Most people don't do much to their website more than once a week or twice a week maybe. So weekly is probably okay for that as well. And you can retain 2. Now I do recommend choosing a remote storage because a lot of times, again, your hosting is going to be limited to how much space you have. So unless you have unlimited space, you're probably going to want to put it somewhere else. And so Dropbox is a great option. It's free up to a certain point. You might hit that if you're storing backups, especially if you're going to store more than 2 backups. Or you could use Amazon S3, which is a little complicated to set up, but that's also a possibility. Google Drive is also a possibility. So you would simply click on one of these to authenticate and get that connection going. It assumes you already have an account, but you can always sign up for a free account right then. And then you can choose what files to back up. I recommend plugins, themes, uploads. And then, so basically the default looks great to me. And then you can check this box if you want a report sent to you to let you know, hey, the backup's been completed successfully, or it hasn't and this was the problem. And then you can click Save Changes. Once you've done that, it will set to backup once a week. And so what you can do is you can go back to current status and it will show you the next scheduled backup is now, and it will run once a week now. from then on out. So any backups that you have would be listed here. And so if you wanted to just go ahead and do a quick backup, so say you have, you want to do some updates to the WordPress core files or something, you're noticing that there's updates that need to be done, which can be shown under dashboard updates. There's one update that needs to be done and you haven't, it's been more than a week, or it's been, 3-4 days since a backup has run. You can always click on backup now and it will do a backup right then for you. You can also restore from backup. If you click on restore, it will show you all the different ones you want to restore. Now, keep in mind, if you're restoring back to a certain point, so say a week ago, you will lose everything that happened between when you restore to where you are now. So it's important that you think about that carefully, and should only be done in dire circumstances where, maybe a plugin breaks your website and it's just easier to go back to a backup copy. So that's why I say if you're going to go ahead and do an update for any of your plugins or your WordPress core files, that you go ahead and back up now so your freshest copy is right now. So if you have to restore, you're not restoring a week ago and then having to redo stuff. There's advanced tools, which most people won't need, but in case you do, there's a lot of information here that's really helpful. So once you have a proper backup, then you can update your WordPress core files and stuff. So under dashboard updates, it will show you what things need to be updated. Now there's not a lot of them here. In fact, there's only one, but if you had some core version of WordPress that needed to be updated, it would show it now. It would show all the different plugins, and it would look like this, where there's just a listing of things, and then you can quickly click on select all, and then click on update themes. Once you do that, it will run through the update. Now, once it's actually updating, depending on what it's updating, if it's updating the WordPress core files, people right now would be seeing update in progress, but it happens so quickly that it's not a big deal. But if that makes you a little bit timid, you'll probably want to run your updates later at night or when you have less traffic. So keep that in mind. It usually doesn't, like that took 10 seconds. It usually doesn't take that long at all. But it's important too that you don't leave this page until it shows you all the updates have been done, because you can run into problems where it's showing update in progress, and then if you go away from that page, then that continues to show to your audience because it didn't ever get a chance to update. So don't navigate away from this page if at all possible, but again, shouldn't take more than 30 seconds depending on how many updates you're doing. I highly recommend you run updates once a week, especially if there's new WordPress updates. So just keep an eye on that and look under dashboard updates and see what updates there are to do. Make sure you do backup first, and then you can do your updates, whatever updates there are, at least once a week if possible. And then if there are any problems, I recommend going to your website, looking at it, making sure everything looks okay, everything's functioning okay, as far as you can tell. And then you can just go restore from your backup if something were to happen that doesn't look quite right. And then maybe you can go back and only do one backup or one update at a time. So if there's a WordPress core update and a couple of plugins, only do one at a time, just and look at the website in between to see which one was the problem. And then you can just not update that plugin until the plugin author fixes the issues that have come because of their newest update. Sometimes that happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but it is something to keep in mind. And a lot of plugins authors will have some sort of support website that you can go to check if other people are having this problem, or to let them know, hey, this is an issue, and they'll help you work through that. So WordPress backups are extremely important, and so are WordPress updates. You have to do them. And if at any reason, for any reason, this makes you nervous, you don't like to do it, under my D3 Solutions business, I do offer WordPress maintenance packages. All of my hosting packages, starting at $24 a month, include WordPress backups and updates in them, so you don't have to do this at all. I do it for you. And a lot of clients just really value that service because it does make them a little bit nervous to do these backups and these updates themselves. So keep that in mind. Look below this video for more information on that if that interests you. We just tackled your technology trouble together. Doesn't it feel good to use technology the way it was intended? Thanks for watching this video, and please check out the additional resources listed below and share this video with anyone else who might need technology help too. Please visit solopreneurmentor.com for more tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to use technology to make you more productive while building your business from home.